Hey guys, Midnight Noob is here, and it's time for another commentary. Today I'll be looking at Dafawfulizer's commentary on Randall's commentary on Dafawfulizer's hated characters list. Now, I know some of his supporters might make the assumption that I'm doing this because I hate Dafawfulizer, or that I'm a fan of Randall, or some shit like that, because people tend to misinterpret things all the time, myself included. First off, I don't hate Dafawfulizer, okay? Barely know the guy, don't have much of an opinion on him. And if Ace Attorney Month is anything to go by, Randall thinks a month is 60/61 days, considering the release date of Ace Attorney Cases Part 2. In other words, no, I'm not a fan of Randall's content. Now that we got that out of the way, let's begin.
This music is extremely unfitting for an intro, and your syncing skills are absolutely abysmal.
Care to explain? No? Okay, I mean, you guys make a lot of dumb points in this video, but at least I know what your complaints are. This, I don't even know what you mean. I mean, I know your intro's short and quick, but I wouldn't call my skills abysmal. It's kind of funny seeing someone complaining about my intro and their complaint isn't the fact that it's 40 seconds long. Seriously guys, you could just skip it. Also, that's rich considering the fact that this video has terrible audio balancing issues. And this I actually will explain. In the video, and it's more noticeable if you watch it on its own on YouTube, the audio from my video is a lot quieter than them talking, and Randezzel especially gets way too loud as the video goes on. Okay, now I'm gonna skip to the part where they're complaining about it being a top 9.
Okay, first off, Evan does explain what's wrong with your intro. He says that the music is unfitting considering what is used in the intro, and as for not explaining why your editing is abysmal, before Evan spoke, they showed us the intro, and we can clearly see how bad your editing is. But, since you want everything spelled out for you and can't see your own issues, your clips don't fit with the music used because they don't match the beat/flow of the song. In other words, you failed to sync them up with the song. The clips drag on for way too long, the quality of certain segments isn't as good as the other segments in the intro, and it just abruptly ends. 2. They did skip your intro. It was right after Evan made that point. How did you miss that?
You could have easily put any one of these honorable mentions at number 10 because a top 9 is very unusual.
I couldn't decide, although I will admit that is a legitimate point. Oh, and also,
As opposed to just 9 because again, 9 is a very unusual number to do a countdown on.
why did you feel the need to say the same thing that's common knowledge twice within 15 seconds of each other? I'd be less hard on you for this, but several commentaries later, you criticize Meta for doing the same thing.
Oh, really? Because I saw Randall's commentary on Meta, and he didn't get on Meta's case for numbering. Why? Because Meta's list was a top 15, a standard number for countdowns aside from top 10s and 5s. Also, what's Okami? Did Okami then get a sequel? Anyways, skipping ahead.
Oh yeah, and the skipping. Look, normally I get it. Most commentators don't want to commentate on the whole entire video. They just skip to the points where they have nothing to say because there's not really much point in putting extensive footage of stuff where you have pretty much nothing to say. But the fact of the matter is, these guys skip around so freaking much in this commentary. Only 4 out of the 9 entries on this list do they actually have anything to say about, and heck, 2 of them, they barely have anything to say about. It's the point where the total runtime of their commentary is half the length of my original video. When you have to skip this much, you really should do one of 2 things. Either A, call off the commentary, or B, restrict it to a one-shot. Because the fact of the matter is, you're making a video look terrible despite the fact that a good chunk of it you didn't even have a problem with. Sorry if I got a bit sidetracked there. Back to the video.
Where do I even begin? First off, a one-shot means that they only have 1 point. 1! Uno! 1 point. They had multiple points to make throughout the video. 2. Even if they are commentating on less than half of a list, that still counts as a commentary. A commentary is not defined by length or covering everything. As long as you got witty jokes or a point to make, you should be allowed to make commentaries, regardless of if you can or can't commentate on every point. 3. What's to say that the parts that they skipped were either points that they stated earlier or barely served any substance to the commentary? Even if they did skip a good chunk of the video, the stuff that they did respond to is good enough evidence to show how bad your original video is, because if the entries they showed us were bad, it's very much likely that the rest of the list will be just as bad. And guess what? I did end up watching your list after watching this commentary, and yes! The skipped entries are just as bad as the entries they did not skip.
To indicate that you're low on health. It's very annoying, but I can see what they were going for.
Is it just me, or is he using the same footage over and over?
Yeah, when he's talking about the sound she makes when you're low on health, he's just showing the same repeating clip of attacking the two Deku Babas over and over again.
That's a good point. I couldn't find enough footage of Link being low on health, but I really should have tried harder. Also, that take wasn't particularly bad. Why are you going ballistic on me for not using a script?
You know what I love in commentaries? People agreeing with the person they're commentating on. It is so important. Also, what take? You cut out the rest of Randall's audio so we couldn't hear the rest of his point.
Also, script the fucking video! Script the video, you fucking piece of shit!
This is such great editing. I could see this guy editing big Hollywood movies in the future. Like Fantastic.
It's just overall one of the best villains in gaming.
Okay, let's not get carried away here. Saying that Fawful is one of the best villains in gaming is... no.
Oh yeah, treat me like a little kid because I have a different opinion than you. You gotta be careful about that. You could inspire idiots even worse than you. Although, considering what comes later in this commentary, I bet you're just mad at me for that because I didn't say a character from Ace Attorney.
It was a joke, Died Fawful. Also, assumptions are a wonderful thing, aren't they? Skipping ahead because he once again admits he screwed up and it's pointless to the overall commentary.
What did you expect? He was someone at the end of the game. Of course he's not going to have that much of a personality.
Are you saying randomly throwing in a character at the end of the game is a good thing? Because last time I checked, the Countdown community and most gamers in general are pretty unanimously against that.
No, that is not what he said. Play the clip from Randall's vid.
Instead, we get the most bland character in gaming history.
What the fuck did you expect? He was someone at the end of the game. Of course he's not going to have that much of a personality.
He wasn't saying that it's okay to throw in a random character. He's saying that you shouldn't be that surprised that a character who randomly shows up at the end of the freaking game doesn't have a personality to it. I'd ask you to get your head out of your ass and pay attention, but I think that's about as likely as Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 getting good reception from critics.
That wasn't even built up at all in the game whatsoever.
He was brought in at the end of the game. No there wouldn't be any time to build this up!
Again, you're repeating yourself.
So, you basically interjected just to say, you're repeating yourself. Why not skip it then? Why waste the viewer's time playing Randall's clip if all you're gonna do is the equivalent of this?
Case in 25 years.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Did you just say 25 years?
Oh.
Oh.
Can you not read? It says at the very beginning of the first trial that he's never lost a case in 40 years.
I'm sorry, it's been a while since I've played the game, so I forgot that unimportant fact that apparently was so important to you. Seriously, does the number of years really matter that much that you need to get so angry at me?
Well, considering that the amount of years that Von Karma has been a prosecutor is an important factor when it comes to his character, since he is supposed to be a threat because of his experience, yes, messing that up is a big flaw. That'd be like me writing an analysis on a certain character and neglecting to include the character's backstory and personality traits. You don't do that. Since the rest of the video is him making similar mistakes that I already responded to, I'm gonna end the video here. Final thoughts? Dietry's Apprentice is better.